Assalamu alaikum Nazreen, and welcome to another edition of the Cricket World Cup 2023 and Warriors channel's continuing coverage of it. और आज मेरे साथ एक खसूसी मेहमान जो कि पहले भी आ चुकी हैं चैनल पे, उनको शामदीद करता हूँ. She's in Dubai and she's been following the World Cup very closely. जो ये पिछला एक महीना 6 हफ्ते गुजरे हैं. So welcome back Ayesha to the channel.
Thank you. Good to be back.
तो मैंने कहा कुछ फ्रॉम अ फैंस पर्सपेक्टिव कुछ पूछते हैं आपसे कि ये पूरा एक 6-7 वीक्स इसने जो सारा एक आई मीन जो क्रिकेटिंग फैंस हैं उनके लिए तो एक स्टैंड स्टिल ही था, बिकॉज एवरी डे हर रोज मैचेस होते रहे थे. फिर 45 मैचेस राउंड रॉबिन के, फिर 2 सेमीफाइनल्स हो गए, और अब नाउ वी आर अप टू द फाइनल टुमारो, which is Australia or India. Or not surprisingly, with how the two teams were, they came to this. So सबसे पहले तो बताएं कि how did you find the World Cup?
Definitely you're right. Last 6-7 weeks have been very busy with the World Cup, so it was quite exciting. Matches chal rahe the. Kuch cheezein were of course standing out more. थोड़े से matches I felt like were very one-sided. So wo kuch matches were standing out. Like although the Sri Lanka India wala was a major upset, but that was exciting. So there was is tarah ki kuch cheezein hui. I think the Afghanistan Australia one specifically. I mean, Maxwell did exceptionally well. I think 8th November wala tha, and I was in the middle of something and I was just like following Kecha. It was so close, and I think that was a really good one. So there were a few things that stood out. I think majorly what also this World Cup was really famous for, I think, was the world records. Khali India ki side se nahi, of course, we all know the obvious one, Virat Kohli's runs, which usne records tode. But overall, us lihaz se some things were, like, I guess, big moments for cricket fans,
सही
overall.
सही.
But hoping for an interesting final tomorrow. Let's see कि क्या होता है.
That's good. तो आई मीन आपने बहुत सारी मैचेस की बात की. कोई ऐसा, मतलब आई मीन मैक्सवेल का आपने मेंशन किया, कोई ऐसी परफॉर्मेंस बैटिंग वाइज जो आपको बहुत पसंद आई हो, और कोई ऐसी परफॉर्मेंस बॉलिंग वाइज जो आपको बहुत पसंद आई हो?
I think I'm waiting for जो आपने बहुत अच्छी वाली की वो तो I would say कि कल के मैच में होगी. That is what my fingers are crossed for. लेकिन I think for what stood out, काफी ज्यादा bowlers ने like बहुत अच्छी performance overall की थी. I think for me specifically, वो जब with the Sri Lanka wala in the magic over जिसे लोग कहते हैं, I think that was for me like something that stood out. Like पानी लेने जाते थे, we were just distracted for a few seconds and you would see another batsman out, and I think that stood out for me in terms of a performance or something that would stick with a lot of us for a very long time, right? वो वाले matches थे, because overall I feel कि generally जो World Cup था वो slow था. Like few moments were standing out, but कल के final के लिए I just hope, and you and I जब हम offline chat कर रहे थे, although India, 70% of the people are favoring them, or wo favorites हैं, Australia underdogs them, but it would be very interesting to see कि क्या होता है, and क्योंकि cricket में anything can happen, right? So I'm looking for that performance and I'm looking for that interesting match tomorrow that stays with our memories, like the last World Cup का जो final था.
Yeah.
That, like, I think is going to be something that's going to be etched in any fan's memory for a very, very long time.
सही. तो and I mean batsman wise, favorite batsman in this World Cup किसको देंगी आप?
I think मैंने and my choice आपने मेरे से question पूछा था last time. I didn't put Kohli in, right? Kohli wasn't
yeah,
my
yeah.
was my favorite, but I think he's done except he's kept the crowd, the fans really, really entertained. So I'm really looking forward to see कि वो अब क्या करता है in the final. I think he definitely did really, really well.
Say good. Bowling wise, who do you think would be the best bowler of this
Good.
tournament?
Tomorrow, I think Indian में
और
of course
मतलब ओवरऑल ऑन द होल किसको आप देखते हैं?
I think कल के मैच में particularly, like I'm again really looking forward to see के you know how well Mohammad Shami, does he continue his stride, वो किस तरह से perform करता है. He's been exceptionally well in the tournament. But you know, also credit goes to some of the teams that didn't make it to the semi-finals या finals. उनके players ने बहुत अच्छा perform किया, right? And I
बिल्कुल.
mean, I'm addressing the conversation, like even Pakistani Shaheen Afridi in the 9 matches, like he did well. So there were a lot of other the batsmen की अगर आप बात करें तो as the South African, Quinton was really, he in
Yeah.
terms of runs that he did really well as well. So there've been players across different teams that have done well, but obviously the teams that end up going to the further towards the final rounds or the further you know, semi-finals or rounds, they stand out a little bit more because they're etched in the memory.
Yeah.
But kal ke match mein, I'm expecting, of course, I think Virat is going to be in great form. I think it's not just physically to hai, but I think psychologically, the way he's performed, he's going to be apni top game mein. And he's you can see the motivation, the determination with which he's played. So I think he's going to do really well. India team overall, I think बहुत major upset hoga if you know, they're not able to perform like they have been in the last few matches. But let's see. Australia is also not an easy team to take,
Yeah.
right? It's a
बिल्कुल.
good match.
ऑस्ट्रेलिया बहुत अच्छी टूर्नामेंट टीम है, वी नो इट. 8वां फाइनल खेल रही, 5 जीत चुके हैं. तो दुबई का सुना है कि व्हाट्स द वर्ल्ड कप बीन ओवर देयर. क्या क्या जोशो खरोश था इस पूरे महीने में, 6-7 हफ्तों में, क्या आपको देखने को मिला?
Anyway, the thing is, India jab पहुंचती है, if you look at the population, I would say expat में highest share India का, उसके बाद Pakistan, in both subcontinent में cricket कितना massive following है, चाहे team जाए ना जाए. So इधर ये होता है कि जिस दिन match होता है, so you even if you're not a fan, you would know her promotion, her everything is around the match, whether that's your delivery apps, whether that's, so ये basic side पे है for an average person who doesn't know कि cricket में क्या हो रहा है. For everyone else, you know, सारे आपके cafes, आपके sports bars वगैरह हर जगह like matches screen पे लगे हुए हैं, you know, they're encouraging you to like sort of go fan zones. उसको मैं specifically नहीं कहूँगी, not like the FIFA के time की तरह, but that's how the energy is. People are hosting parties. क्योंकि पाकिस्तान unfortunately नहीं गई, तो our community of people that we're closer to, we didn't get a lot of invites because wo pe thoda sa, like, you know, they backed off a little. But I'm sure there's going to be like huge celebrations. Kal Sunday, so everything's going to be shut down in any case. तो वो सारा फोकस होगा मैच के बारे में. And you know, अगर इंडिया जीती, तो I'm pretty sure there's going to be कहीं इधर बुर्ज खलीफा पे भी there's going to be like a like some sort of a signal or some sort of celebration. So yeah, चल रहा है.
Okay.
Um,
And definitely, of course, from a fan's perspective, disappointment तो हुई होगी. Pakistan did not make it to the final four. कोई ऐसी चीज, anything you want to take back from this World Cup from Pakistan's point of view?
Surprisingly, disappointment nahi hui thi, because it was, you know, in our first conversation we sort of, you know, chatted about it a little bit. I think this is something that I've been saying for the last, I've worked with a lot of cricketers as well, as you know, right? As brand
बिल्कुल.
ambassadors. And I don't want to get into that. I don't want to be politically incorrect, but I
हाँ.
do think that बहुत ज्यादा फोकस होता है पाकिस्तान टीम का, वो भी इतना स्ट्रांग नहीं होता, वो भी ज्यादा होना चाहिए on the physical aspect of it. But I do think they need to really work on the team's psychological and mental strength. I don't think there's a lot of work, because I have, you know, some sort of intel on that as well. I don't think there's a lot of focus given on that. So दोनों साथ लेके चलनी चाहिए, and we've seen that. We've seen that like for decades. Minus एक आध कहीं, you know, I would say good fortune hoti hai, luck hoti hai, where, you know, they're able to overcome. But strong teams like Australia ho gaye, or few other teams who do well under pressure, don't get intimidated.
I mean,
कुछ चीजें, I think.
I think that was, यहाँ एक आर्टिकल भी आया था गार्डियन में about Pakistan's performance, और उसमें भी ये हेडलाइन किया था. I mean, headline तो नहीं, it was in the paragraph about how the lack नफसियाती तौर पर इतने स्ट्रांग नहीं है और उसमें काफ़ी उनकी डेफिशिएंसीज हैं और खामियां हैं जो कि पूरी नहीं होती, जिस तरह आपने कहा फिजिकल एस्पेक्ट पर बहुत ज़्यादा जोर है, तो आई डू अग्री विद दैट। चलें, कोई बात नहीं। आई थिंक बहुत मज़े की बातें हो रही हैं, आई वांट टू कीप ऑन, लेकिन अनफॉर्चुनेटली टाइम भी है और आपका भी यानी कि कीमती वक्त है। तो थैंक यू फॉर कमिंग एंड शेयरिंग योर थॉट्स, कमेंट्स, अपना जायज़ा फ्रॉम अ फैंस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू वेयर यू आर। तो बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आने का।
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
आज अपना ख्याल रखिएगा। थैंक यू, अल्लाह हाफिज़।
Bye.